Hi, this is János, and this video is for Ray. So Ray is asking about a loudspeaker project. He already has a pair of frugal horns with the Mark Audio MS7 drivers. These are really cute, awesome 4-inch drivers, and he's using them in a smaller room. But he has a really good hunch about it, that it would be too small, these drivers too small for a big room, and it's a good idea, much better idea, to build a different pair of speakers there with slightly bigger drivers that have better ability to fill in a bigger room. And he is thinking about building Voigt pipes, and wondering whether to make some a little bit more involvement within, or build them a little bit more peculiar or more advanced. And would it be any benefit to it, so that the pipes are not straight but have them curved back? Would it be good? Would it minimize standing waves inside, or what would happen? And also, when you have reflections that from a curved surface, you won't have as bad reflections as from a straight surface. And would there be any advantage to it? So I'm going to get into that, and before I get into that, let me just have a look at the drivers. I've already had a look at them, and I can say that of these, the Mark Audio 12P, I think that would be the best solution for you. And it would work in a Voigt pipe cabinet, and also because you already have a Mark Audio driver, and both you and your wife love its sound, I would really recommend to just stay with the Mark Audio and use basically its bigger brother for this bigger full range speaker project. And let's see. So okay, so now let's go and have a look at the Voigt pipe. So basically, for the Voigt pipes, you just see a part of my Voigt pipe here, that's the center part, but it basically, Ray, as you know it, and it's just like a big standing wedge, like a wedge shape, like this. And people would think, let me just draw here. Really primitive drawing, but it's something like this. So basically you have a triangle with the hole in the bottom, so this is where it breathes, and there's a driver in the middle. And actually there's no problem with standing waves inside the cabinet, because for standing wave formation you would need a set depth for it to become a problem. But here you don't have a set depth, because it constantly changes from minimal to maximal. So this is a cabinet where standing wave formation is not an issue. How the waves form inside the cabinet is from the top to bottom. I'm sorry, because I see the screen mirrored, so when I go to the left, my hand goes to the right, and it's just, I don't see it, you see it only, so I cannot draw. So let me just draw here. So when the speaker cone makes the movements, then the air pressure will go up and down, where it is, up and down inside the cabinet. And that's how the cabinets help the formation of the bass, is that the sound wave is moving up and down along the entire length of the column. Now if we are bending it backwards, then those waves will have difficulty following that curve. So whenever we put in a curve in a horn, like for example folding a horn, there is a decrease in efficiency with the fold. So when you have a straight pipe that has the highest efficiency, that's where yeah, so that is the most efficient solution. When we have any kind of shape inside, that already creates turbulences, so it's not as good for a laminate airflow. So what we want to build up inside the Voigt pipe is a laminate airflow that is as smooth as it gets, and when the air pressure goes up, it tightens up, and when it goes down, it opens up, tightens, opens, and it breathes like that. So it basically it sucks in the air, compresses it at the top, and then it expands out, and that expanding air continues the expansion through the mouth into your room. So this is a really simple device, but as effective as it gets. And if you are trying to add anything to it, and it will drastically elevate the difficulty of construction, but actually will more than likely just diminish the efficiency and the performance of the speaker. And because one aspect of it is the efficiency of that air column that's moving up and down, and that is going to get you basically the low end of the output of the speaker, because the driver cone itself and what is directly radiating at you, that's like from essentially from upper bass through mid-range high frequencies. But the mid bass, low end, especially the low end, is coming through the mouth of the speaker. That's where it's breathing. And this straight design is the one that has the most efficiency for bass reproduction, and also because there's no breaking around the middle, it doesn't add any additional colorations to the mid-range. Because when we have like curving it back into a folded pipe, that really does add a boxy flavor to the sound. With your suggestion, just curving it back, it would not add this boxiness to it, but we would still have some problems with it, potentially. And that's because the entire front of the loudspeaker is also a resonating surface. So it is acting as an active element, as a live cabinet. And if we are bending it back, then basically it could work or maybe not. It's really, I think if you want, you can build it like that, but you will have extreme difficulty, like maybe not just bending it back, and it could work because then it would be radiating more, like not just frontally, but a little bit more omni that way, so that the sound wave doesn't come to you like a panel. Because this way, now that it's a front, it is like an open baffle. So the whole baffle, it moves the air of the room in this sort of fashion, back and forth. And as those of you who are into open baffle speakers know, that's actually usually a benefit. It's open baffle drive mode. It gives a very peculiar sound, and I can say that yes, so the way Voigt pipes sound is something that is a cross between open baffles and cabinet speakers. And when we cross it back, then you lose that open baffle type of situation. So there might be some benefit with the curving, but you are also losing things. Also, what I would be worried about with curving the speakers is that even though I think you have the expertise to make them curve back, but if when you are curving it back, you need to tension the wood to make the curve, and if you do not make it perfectly, so that each of the curves are perfectly tensioned, exactly to the same Newton meters, the same force, and the same exact same material, then you are going to have a very different tone for the two speakers. So there, even here, when you have wooden speakers, you have slight discrepancy between the two sides. But when you put them under tension, it's like a guitar string. You are putting higher pressure on it, higher tension. The differences are going to come through much more powerfully with that, with the bending of the wood. So I would say it's an experiment, and you can try it out, certainly. It would be something interesting to see. But also, as you are bending it backwards, the front will be behaving differently, and it might be better or might be worse. It really depends on your room. And I cannot give any more pointers of the room because it has to be tried. So I haven't found any indicators in a room that would point for one or the other in the case of Voigt pipes. But the counter indication is that it's not just the front that's radiating for the Voigt pipes, but the back side as well. So if you're curving the front, then you are also curving the back. So then now you have straight for both of them, and they are radiating like this. So basically behaving like an open baffle. And when you have the curve, then on one side of the curve it's radiating out, but the back side it's compressing the wave, and that's not good. So you are going to lose a lot of the ambiance because the backside is radiation is largely compromised by the curve, and that's why I think there's just so many positives and negatives when you curve it back, that that I don't feel that the extra work is stacking up to any significant benefit, because I see more of the negatives that can add up and take away from the end result. What else I wanted to say about that? What I want really to say is that these don't worry about the Voigt pipes, that they have any kind of problem with imaging, or the cabinet being problematic, or waves reflecting from that, because this Voigt pipe you see here, especially with these drivers, is the #1 most disappearing loudspeaker I heard. Nothing other came close to this, how it images and how it disappears. I know there's like people telling tall tales like, oh, these speakers now really disappear, but when you are an audiophile and you've listened to them for like decades and decades and decades, really there is no such thing as totally disappearing loudspeaker. There's always just something new, something different. And when you get used to it, when you live with it for a year, then you can easily point things out. Oh, no, I know already. I know you already. And then you say, oh, no, I have this disappearing speaker. Where is it? There. Then the driver is there. It's placed right there. Tweeter is there. Woofer there, etc. And well, yeah, you can point all of those out. And with practice, it becomes easy. For some speakers, it's a little bit harder. It takes maybe like 10 seconds to find their location blindfolded. For some, it's right away, even from a different room. But with these, even after living now several years with them, I think it's been like a year plus since I have the Cube Audio driver in it. I still, if I'm blindfolded, I still cannot say where the speakers are. And not just where the drivers are, but where the speakers are. They are so extremely darn good. And of course you will not use the Cube Audio drivers, but I think the Mark Audio drivers will be pretty darn good as well, and they will be just pretty amazing. So I think it's a great project, and I really would suggest to just first try out the simple build, just keep it straight, and because in this way both the panels can act as resonators. And the thing with the panels is that if the longer the panel, the deeper frequencies it can transmit by resonating. And if you add something to it to cut the length, then it won't go down as deep. It will go to low, higher frequencies only. And also, like changing the opening of the port, I recommend it keeping at the floor level. And the reason for that is because when the port is at the floor level, then the sound exits at the floor and at uh, uh, the same plane where the driver works. So you have the sound coming, and it's coming to you at the same time as the first floor reflections would reach your ears. And if you put the mouse somewhere else, then you are going to add in another time delay to the picture, and that's going to cause alterations to the sound. And I don't know, maybe with loudspeaker placement it can be made to work, but I don't know how well that can be done. And I cannot give any reinforcement or any encouragement for that. But what I can give encouragement is to use this type of Voigt pipe that I'm using, and with that Mark audio driver, you'll be really amazed. It will be a really, really full sounding, really mature loudspeaker that you will be very happy with it, and your wife will be very happy with it. And these straight Voigt pipes, this pipe and all of the others that I built for my friends, all of them were the most exceptional in that way that when women hear them, all of them are just beyond impressed with it, and they say that it's excellent sound. And so that's something. So that's why I know that your wife would approve of these cabinets. Maybe you would like something with different looks, but this is the one where the physics works to the best with these pipes. And yes, as you might have imagined, the if you play organ music with them, they are insanely good. One of the best organ reproduction comes from the Voigt pipes because they are essentially organ pipes. So, and other than that, also piano, guitar, vocals, flute, the best flute ever. So, anyway, I wish you good luck and have an amazing project. And if you have any more questions, just ask, and I try to answer faster. Thank you. Bye, Ray. Good luck.